agenda, I was supposed to be done 10 minutes ago. So,
Sweet.
thank you.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
You take a bow.
Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thank you. That was a good presentation. So my name is Chris Lusk. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about safety. I have no idea what's up here, so we'll just kind of find out together about what I'm going to talk about. But I am a product of Catoosa County. I graduated here at LFO, and this is my 26th year working for the school system. So 39 of my 49 years have been involved in either some capacity as a student or an employee of Catoosa County. So that means 5 years before I went to kindergarten and spent 5 years at college is what that means. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get going here. But our safety measures, just some things that we wanted to highlight because obviously this is being director of facilities. There's maintenance, there's child nutrition, there's custodial staffs, there's all kinds of things that fall under, there's eSPLOS, a lot of things, but safety is the most important, and it's where we always start our conversations on how to support not only our students but our staff as well. So every school, including elementary schools, has a full-time SRO. Currently, Ringgold Primary and Ringgold Elementary are sharing one, but it's kind of like one building. And then Battlefield Primary and Battlefield Elementary are sharing one as well. We're in the process working with the Sheriff's Office to get these new SROs. By the way, another acronym, School Resource Officer is what that means right there, just in case you guys didn't know. So, and that is something that is probably going to become a trend throughout the state, is for every school to have an SRO. But that's very cutting edge, guys, for as long as we've been doing it, and the commitment that the board and the superintendent has made to putting an SRO in every school, including the elementaries. Every school has a comprehensive video surveillance, access control to enter the school. You probably saw that tonight when you walked in, or if you've ever tried to visit one of our schools. We try to make it a little difficult for you to get in, and that's just how we work. Glass doors and windows and school entrances. We have a clear polycarbonate security shield. We've got our Halo smart sensors that are installed in our secondary schools. They're volume-based aggression detection to alert administrators to physical aggression, gunfire in areas of the school where cameras can't be installed. And then, of course, we have our Salto electronic door locks on high-use entry doors in all schools. And so, obviously, you've probably participated in our Salto electronic doors every time you've tried to enter through a front entrance. Another thing they have is our Silox Crisis Lockdown Alert Status System, or CLAS. That's our notification and response solution. It allows teachers and administrators to alert and respond quickly in the event of an emergency. And it's got three pretty good features there on those bullets there. Administrators and teachers can issue an emergency alert to 911. Real-time communication with the Sheriff's Office and first responders to significantly improve response time from anywhere inside or outside the building. And then situational awareness for first responders through access to the school's facility maps and security cameras to quickly identify the location of an intruder. So what that means is at the College and Career Academy, that is where we're housing the County 911 Center. And when we do a drill, and I'll talk about those on the next slide, when we do a drill, 911 participates, dispatch participates, and they will pull up the cameras of the school that is conducting the drill, and they see everything that we would see in the school using the same cameras. So that's when I talk to other systems, they're always very impressed with that aspect of our system right there. And speaking of drills, we conduct, obviously, the required fire, evacuation, severe weather, but we also do multiple run, hide, survive drills. The state has required that every school conduct one and report it before October 1. So we obviously do that, but we also do an additional 3. And one thing that we've started doing is, and I'll have Mr. Langford come up in just a moment and comment on this, is we've kind of evolved through these drills. And the main thing when we do these drills is to get teachers as much real-time information as quickly as possible. These individuals went to school to teach kids how to read, to teach kids how to do math, to teach kids physical education, science, social studies. I'm a social studies teacher. That's how I started out, okay? So it's very important to give the information that these teachers need when these things are happening. And so there's a chat feature that we used, and that was working pretty well. We could have someone in the office sending out information, and the teachers would send information, and then somebody in the office could copy and paste and send it back out. The intruder's outside of room 301. The intruder just went by. I can hear the intruder down the hall. That type of stuff. But there's delays, and did it work? And I know you sent it out at 9:05, but it didn't come through until 9:09. That type of stuff. So then we talked about these ideas of a response center. And basically every school now has except CCA, which we're working on, by the way, has a response center in which there's a room. LFO has theirs just on the other side of these two walls right here, where there are two 32-inch monitors and one computer dedicated to just cameras. That's all it's dedicated to. And when we do a drill, two people will be in there, one radioing admin, okay, where the location of the intruder is in the SRO, along with someone running a chat feature to chat out to the teachers where that is, while the alarm is going, okay? So, an improvement, all right? They're starting to get real-time. Admin's getting the information, teachers are getting the information, so it's an improvement. The alarm goes off for 2 minutes, okay? So we don't have intercom control during those 2 minutes. So what we thought about doing, and LFO was gracious enough to pilot this for us, this past drill, is to take that 2-minute drill and shrink it down, that alarm, to 30 seconds. Long enough to obviously say there's an event going on, okay, but not 2 minutes long, and that would give us access to the intercom. So what we did in drill 2 is take that down to 30 seconds. That gives us access to the intercom. And instead of the person in the response center coming over the radio and telling admin where the intruder is, now they come over the intercom. And they tell everyone, okay, where the intruder is. And so, Mr. Langford, if you don't mind, if you'll come up and just kind of talk about, or you say right there, just kind of talk about that evolution and what it meant for LFO.
Yeah, so the intruder drills are state mandated as of just recently, but we've done these systems for a while. And I'm going to say, whenever we get into education, it is about educating the student, but they've got to be safe. And at the forefront of our minds, day in and day out, is the safety of students, including these intruder drills and the potential for these. And so what we do after every intruder drill, we provide surveys to the teachers, asking for feedback. We get qualitative and quantitative, saying, hey, what's your opinion of this? What did you see? What did you observe? But also, what did you do during the drill? Did you run? Where did we go? Why did you not do these type things? And hats off to Mr. Lusk, because he looked at this and said, hey, what we need to do and start looking at exploring is narrowing that time period when I don't have access to the intercom for 2 minutes. Putting these videos in there where I can get on and provide full feedback. So here's what the data shows. 2 years ago, straight through, we would have 80% of our teachers just locked down. Now they have, with this system that we pay for, 2 camera feeds that pop up. You don't want to give too much information with paralysis, all of a sudden you freeze. But at the same time period, whenever Mr. Lusk was sharing this information and he said, hey, we're going to pilot this at Heritage Middle, I said, hey, I think this is huge based off the data that we have for 2 years. 80% of teachers, each and every time we have these drills, walk down. Hey, can we get in on this? So he said, absolutely, he allowed us to do this. I'm going to tell you, there was a significant shift. 51% of our teachers ran. And why did they run? They were saying they felt secure for the first time. If you're on the 200 hall, and I've been at this school for over 2 decades. I worked on the 200 hall as a social studies teacher for 12 years. And I'm going to tell you, I had those same concerns. I don't know. They're on the 100 hall. Where are they at on the 100 halls? I'm trying to manage my chat feed. Now all of a sudden what it looks like is I'm on the intercom and I've got a spotter in there looking at the cameras because we have over 100 and something cameras here at LFO. And I'm able to provide real feedback on that intercom saying, hey, the intruder, I train the teachers and the students as well, we only use intruder, the word intruder, if there's a real intruder. I will know that our actual person, if we're simulating, say for example it's a coach, coach is on the 500 hall during this drill. He's headed toward the cafeteria area. At that point in time, if you're down by our fine art center, you know that the action's happening here. Now you can make that quick judgment as you're continuing to assess and reassess, hey, we can get out. So looking at that data, looking at the numbers, the feedback even from the teachers were, hey, for the first time I ran. Why did I run? Because for the first time I felt safe. And I thank you to Chris for coming up with that. It is transformative, but at the same time period, it's based off those same other things we have. It's that chat feature, which is just as important. It's the camera feed, which is just as important. And I'm telling you, the teachers in our system, the administrators, all of them, that safety piece comes before the other. We worry about our kids. And I'm gonna tell you, as I sit here and listen to the director speak, it's safety on several levels. It's the physical safety, the potential for intruder, but it's the safety of the kids when we leave here. It's at the forefront of our minds each and every day, every second. Those are the five things that keep us up. So I'll turn it back over to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Lang, for sharing that. So, obviously we realize that students can't reach their full potential if they don't feel safe. Staff can't feel comfortable and do their best if they don't feel safe. So what Mr. Langford says is exactly right. Safety is where it starts. And we try to let that be the foundation for everything, and then we go from there. I've absolutely fallen in love with this piece of my job. I could talk for another 30 minutes about it easily. But like I said, I was supposed to be done now 17 minutes ago, I think now. Maybe 23.
You some time, actually. It's rare that I can say that.
Yeah, I know. And I'm maybe Peter Pan can grow up. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, does anyone have any questions about safety at this time?